If everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep. Episode 54, Protective Measures. So, at the end of last time, you had Question's friend, Feather, cast Speak with Animals on all of you so you could understand Parker the spider. The transformed spider told you of his home, a large city 4,000 years old, entombed in a cave that no one could leave, and home to the Drauvan people. Parker told you how he wanted to establish a portal and come into Orgoth's world with his family and explore this new world, and how everyone in the city saw him as a crackpot scientist. As we ended last week, a third spider crawled out from the armor and took Parker's granddaughter, Eleonora, in the form of a small baby spider, back home, and crawled back into the armor after giving Orgoth a nasty look.
I'm gonna spend a little time with Parker, because, like he said, if he goes back, he doesn't know if he's gonna be here again. So I can meet you guys later, downstairs.
Sure. Let us know if you need anything.
Of course. Say goodbye to them little ashes. And she makes ashes kind of do a little paw wave at him.
Parker kind of gives a wave, a very energetic wave back.
Then I guess as we leave Orgoth and maybe Wilvan leads to the common area. He turns around and he says, "I still don't know how I feel about Parker. Nevermore. Sorry."
Whatever. I mean, you know how I feel about him.
I do. But I also know how Orgoth feels, and I want to respect that. I want to accept what I have to, but I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. It feels like Orgoth could be ascending on the precipice of something and could be manipulated the wrong way.
But regardless, it's one of those things where, come on, it's a drow city. There's plenty of drow out here. Lol's never really done anything even to the ones who worship her the most. And if she hasn't cocked the gun at them to do something, I mean, come on. What's one more family gonna really do?
I mean,
You're right.
technically, if they know how to open it, they could open it to other people at some point.
It's just Parker. From what I heard, they think he's some crazy person who doesn't know what they're doing, will probably get himself killed by building whatever it is that he's building.
Just feels like this burden of protection, of defending an entire people was forced upon Orgoth.
I think it was
It's a
more.
very-
It's not. Of course, it's not the whole people. He just wanted to get out. Just him and granddaughter, maybe daughter.
But
I don't
what
know
the
how many-
armor means, what the medals mean.
I mean,
is
like I said,
better of the people, though.
Orgoth could just toss that if he really doesn't want to do it.
Could he?
Could
It's
he,
up to
though?
him.
Yeah. Well, I guess it feels like it's starting to sound like more my problem than Orgoth's, doesn't it? I just gotta get over it.
Orgoth. You're sitting there with Parker, and Parker's kind of calmly, he kind of sits out and holds up one of his little legs out and touches your finger.
And Orgoth kind of puts his hand under and scoops him up into a hand, and he's just kind of gently scritching him on his back, and holds him up, and he's kind of looking at him. He's like, I know hasn't been very long here since you first showed up, Parker, and I know that time passes different where you are, but I do feel like we've become friends. And I know you went through a lot to get these medals,
and to give them to me. And well, I now know that you gave me the metals to try to create a stable connection for your portal. It's a lot more than that now, because the person that wears this armor is supposed to protect your city, and I can't ignore that. So I will make a vow to be the protector of your city, to wear the armor, and to use the power that it gives me to make sure that no harm comes to your home. But that means I have to defend it against anything or anyone that's a threat. And you want to bring your family through the portal, but it's not to save them from danger. You just want to escape being made fun of. You said you want to explore and see somewhere else, and I understand. I get it. I mean, the desire to do something important for your family and to leave a place where everyone looks down on you and bullies you because you're different. But once the portal's open, you don't know if you can close it again, and that it won't get bigger, and that it won't be used as a way for all the Drauvan there to come through. And if that happens, it means that armies from here could go there. And that doesn't help keep the city safe. I know you said that you believe in science over gods, but Lolth is a goddess. And she's real. And she's powerful. She's in my head, Parker. And every day, I just try to do what's right. Even when it's hard. And this is the hardest.
And Orgoth intertwines his hands over Parker to kind of make a cage. And he gently but firmly holds him there.
The only way I can protect the city is to stop the one person that might accidentally let those who don't belong there in. Your family can't come here nevermore. You can never come back here. Your children are safe. Your granddaughter, Eleonora, is safe. She can grow up to listen to music and play games and have picnics and drink coffee at that corner shop. And your family can live a life free from the threat of enemies at the gate.
And he holds Parker in his hand and looks at him. And his eyes take on this solid, dark color of a spider's eyes. And the tattoo on his shoulder shifts to have the spider legs come out of the Skullcrusher skull. And a sickly green mist comes from his hands. And he channels the touch of the Spider Queen into Parker.
You could be with your wife again. Goodbye, my friend.
Parker shivers and tries to free itself. And then suddenly you feel it twitch, the spider twitch, and stop moving. Legs just kind of twisting up in on themselves. There's a moment of silence. Suddenly your armor glows white hot, burning your skin. You feel the metals ting, and look down and you see this golden radiance come out of the 4 holes at either side. And this golden filigree come down, making 8 spider legs, revealing a hole, a kind of like a hole right in the center of the chest plate, where something will in the future be placed there. Suddenly, your hands, you see this silver line come out, whip out, and then suddenly the line snaps in two. And you see this wisp, smoky wisp, kind of float back in front of you, floating in front of your eyes for a second. And then it goes into your armor, into the side, into where the pauldron would be. And disappears, and the warmth leaves. And all you're left with is the cold, cold feel of metal on your skin.